Hello. In this video, we're going to look at the implementation of a function called createNew. So the below function takes a list of integers and will return a new list containing all the values less than n. So again, the first parameter is a list, which is a list of integers, and n, which is a value, an integer value where n is greater than or equal to 0. And we're going to return a new list of integers containing all elements less than n. Now, what's really important here is that you don't want to take your existing list parameter and modify it and remove the elements, because remembering that a list is a reference type, any modifications you make to a list in a function are permanent. So you don't have to return that for those changes to take effect. So because I'm telling you I want to return a new list, that means you're not going to modify this list. You're going to pull out the elements as you find them and append them to the new list. So this question is ensuring you know how to create an empty array. There shouldn't be array, there should be list, part of B. And this question is checking you know how to use the append function. And there's a couple basic functions you should be familiar with. But more importantly, you should be able to go to the documentation and read about the various functions. And I'll make a video about that and send that along shortly. So if we look at the example here, there's my list. I want to select all values less than 10. So I want to make a new list that contains the 2, the 3, and the 6. In this case, I want to select all values less than 1. So none of the elements, so I get an empty list. And in this case, I want to select all values less than 30. So that's going to be the 3, the 27, and the 6. Just take a note that it's all elements less than n, not less than or equal to n. So for example, if this question contained 30 here instead of 27, your new list would only contain the 3 and the 6. It's a subtle point, but it's often something which students will sometimes miss. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an empty list. We create an empty list by simply giving it a name in 2 square brackets. And then I'm going to simply walk through each element in my list parameter, which is up here. And I'm going to check if the element is less than n. I'm going to take my new list. I'm going to append to it the element listed I. And that's it. So the way append works is I call append using the name of the list I want to append it to. So in this case, I want to append to new list. And then I put the value that I append on it. And then I return my list. And if this works correctly, give this a run. We have some other test cases here, but these are the test cases. There you go, they work. Just take a note, actually. Remember, we changed this to, that was initially 27. Oh, sorry, not that. This was initially 30 in my test case down below. And that was 27. So there are my test cases. I hope this video helped, and as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.